Alright, let's pick this back up. We left off at Ruben's apartment. Ruben is an old childhood friend of ours, but he was conspicuously absent. Let me adjust my volume real quick here. In his stead was a doctor from the capital or some kind of urban center, basically outside of the village, who has apparently been giving Ruben orders. Ruben was convinced that we were the killer of Isidore Barak, the town's doctor, and my character's father. But apparently Dankovsky has managed to convince him otherwise. You're the man everybody is after, right? You look like the description. Will reply, I'm not, and I don't. Really? Well, whatever. It's good we found you. We need help. What for? We need to hold a trial for a murderer, and we can't do it without you. Will you help? Hold a trial? You kids play funny games. It's not a game, it's for real. Notkin said, if you see him, drag him over. He also said, or else we'll choose the punishment on our own, and it won't end well. Fine, where's the courthouse? The courthouse is a warehouse, the one with little flags. Hurry up, they're starting soon. The warehouse with little flags, I remember. Seems like you kids took over our old place. This kid is ace. So what, is the asshole still in there? The one with the carpet bag? Yeah, he's in there. I hereby grant you every right to throw something at him if you so desire. Dankovsky was a real cock to us a minute ago. But where's Dr. Rubin? We need a doctor. That obnoxious dandy is a doctor. A well-trained one, I suspect. Doctor my ass. We tried talking to him already, and he just shooed us away. He was probably right. You're obviously up to no good. There's been a disaster. Alma, Duke, and Wolfling were poisoned. Where are they? In the warehouse with little flags. Go down the railroad to the left. You'll see it. Alright, I'll check it out. So let's see. On our map, and it is important to note that the map marker system, while handy, it doesn't always have everything. So there's Laura Ravel, another childhood friend like Ruben, who we can visit. We have the guy selling the bull here, which we do have enough money to buy now, actually. And then over here in the warehouses, we have our friend Gregory Phylan, our third childhood friend, aka Bad Grief, as well as the children. So maybe we can, what do you want, 200 for the bull? We could swing by there and buy it in the hopes that it does something useful at some point. Actually, did I fully loot this place? I'm basically robbing my friend here. But something tells me, aka having played this game a little bit, that I'm desperately going to need this money before too long. Alright, it looks like we had already looted this place pretty thoroughly. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, we can still afford the bull though. We can swing up and then back around. Maybe we can refill some water here. What's this guy got to say? Pigeon. Shabnak Adib always steals the form of a woman, but that's mere illusion, broken the moment it starts to run. That's when you notice the legs, made of bone or clay. It leaves no trace behind. When it runs, the illusion dissolves, like a smell carried away on the wind. You're chasing step demons, huh? A little seasonal lapse of sanity? You must be an outsider. If you'd lived here as long as I have, you'd sing a different tune. Here the earth is alive. It bears more than just crops. Sometimes it spits out a horror so unfathomable you spend the whole night sleeping in fits and starts. Clay and bones cultivate a beast. People don't kill other people around here. Only a Shabnak would do that. I am a local. So this guy's selling mechanical components, it looks like. And it looks like he can actually repair things, such as this scalpel. It's another thing about this game, there is a durability system to all weapons and implements. You can see our scalpel here is pretty low durability. The further down on the durability slider a particular object gets, it gets more expensive to repair it. It requires additional reagents, not just a greater quantity of a specific reagent. Which means that staying topped off is always a good idea. I don't recall if we've already... Looks like we haven't looted all of these objects yet. Eventually we'll also run into the problem of inventory Tetris, because that's going to fill up quickly. There are ways to upgrade the inventory, but they're a little bit challenging as I recall. Well worth it though. Why are you back? Or do you have the money? I do. Hand over the bowl. I'll bring it to your doorstep. I don't even have a doorstep. I'll bring it to you when you find one. If I find one. Okay. That's right, because the Sabarovs have the key to our home. It's locked up. And the Sabarovs are one of the three families in charge. They're kind of the law and order family. And I think somebody had mentioned last time that the head of the Sabarov family believes that I may be a suspect in the murder of my father. So we're not going to be going anywhere near him if we can avoid it. Oh shit. So you're old Barok's son? And you are? A ferryman. What do you want? I've got bad news. Could it get any worse? Someone sharing your features spilled blood. It became known. People want revenge. They say that whoever murdered the 3 men at the station today is also responsible for Simon Kane's death. Yeah, what else are they responsible for? What else? You won't like it. The townsfolk realize murder is no longer taboo. People sense they can now kill others. First, they looked for a Shabnak Adig and killed several women. Then they went after the steppe creatures, Dongs. They're frightened. They turn to animals. So they seek to punish murder by turning to murder themselves. It's like a craze. It's September, you know. Steppe herbs are in bloom. Unbelievable. You have nothing to do with it, I know. I'm a ferryman. Well, almost. Actually, I'm a train driver. I know you were on my train. I wasn't alone, by the way. But you were. We drivers can feel the living weight. There was only one human being on that train. You. Odd. The townsfolk aren't too fond of ferrymen and drivers, so we will help you. Go to a quay and show your face to a worm, and he'll take you wherever you ask for a fingernail. Show your face to a man, and he'll help you out with equipment. Thank you. People think I spilled blood last night, the rumor will spread in no time. Soon we'll be hounded in the streets by the nightjars. There's also a reputation mechanic in this game. Each district we have a reputation in. Currently nobody cares about us in most of the districts, but eventually they're going to start hating us as the rumor spreads. I believe the warehouses are always safe, though. Since they are, like, uninhabited except by children and criminals. Let's visit Bad Grief first. Grigory's Reflection. Even in a handcrafted town like this, there is underground a rat's nest, at odds with the law, at odds with good morals. People come to them with dubious challenges and requests. Just say it out loud, they're thieves. You know my master. He's your friend, and he hasn't changed much since you last saw him. He always loved to live on the edge, never was a stickler for the rules. But he was never truly vile or cruel. Yet he has changed. He wants to seem a kingpin, a king, a local czar of his own small turf. Wants to seem, not be. Play a big wheeler-dealer. But that's not who he really is. He's just... playing pretend? Don't make me laugh. Would you like to know what your old friend is truly worried about now? He's playing a dashing scoundrel in front of you, but his soul is trembling. Well, why? He's worried that blood started to spill now, and it was probably spilled by his men, the people who rubbed shoulders with him, hiding their teeth at first. He's worried you'll think that he had it all under control, meaning today's craze is his doing. Isn't it? Perhaps he is partially responsible. Perhaps he did corrupt them with his talk of how any law is but chains that one must break in order to become free and truly human. But he never wanted bloodshed. Keep that in mind. Thanks, reflection. That's comforting to know.
Yeah?
This is bad grief. Well, look who's entered my humble home. Could it be that my pal Artemy the artist? The Artemy who cuts arteries, maybe? No, I don't recognize this man. Too soft. They must have kept him swaddled and coddled whatever palace he ran off for. Palace? I left for school. Climbing the ladder, then? If only. A little bird told me you were a hard-boiled criminal now. I'll admit, old friend, I got misty-eyed with pride. Lucky for you, I can store you anywhere in the warehouses. And no quarrel, no nightingale would sing a tune. It was self-defense. Forget it. Tell me this, friend. What's your plan? Do you know about my father's murder? I do. May he rest in peace. He was a decent man. And the best sawbones around. You honor him. What's the plan, then? Revenge? Or something with a little more finesse? I'll find out who's behind this. Then we'll see. Just stay away from Saburov. I mean it, cub. The man's a hawk. All might makes right, no sense. He'll throw you in jail first and only think months later. I know your thick skull, too. You charge in there, shoulders squared, thinking, oh, the truth will win out. Bullshit. Stay away, you hear me? Are you finished? Calm down.
Talk's cheap. So, what you reap?
You run into the old crowd? Stock Reuben? Lara? I've been to Reuben's. He's not home. Gotta say, it's a tough time for our friendship. I mean, if you can even call this friendship. Gravel-hearted Laura won't look at me now, and Stock's even worse. He completely ignored my plea for help. You need help. You gone outside recently? It's chaos. Innocent souls torn limb from limb. Everyone's lost their minds hunting the culprit. A step golem, some think, but others? They're after your hide, friend. All this going on, naturally, my men ran into a mob. Barely got out alive. They need a sawbones bad. Your old man's gone, and his star student Stock won't take the job, so... People mistook your men for me. Each and every one of them. Hell if I know. Can't make heads or tails of them now. If you squint, Piecework does kind of resemble you. A sturdy man. Perhaps he did take a few hits in the noggin in your stead. How do you feel about that? I could look at Piecework. Where is he? Not here. Shiner dropped by and said they're waiting for death in a hideout. Poor Piecework. He's knocking on heaven's door. Got something stuck in the belly. Can you believe, folks? They're all shapeshifters, I swear. Shedding skin and eating each other. May not look like it, but every person in this town has a vile beast inside. I'll use this scalpel you just had lying around then. Wonderful. You find anything in his belly he doesn't need, don't toss it. Bring it to me. Might be useful. What, like a memento? You're still a weird one. Bred in the bone, I suppose. It's a fun way to call attention to this. Some money. Needles. Coffee, egg, bandage, another rusty scalpel, excellent. And man, the inventory is getting full. People hide their eyes when they see me. It looks like my reputation is worsened. And I just remembered there is a... Okay, so I've installed this sound mod. I should clarify what it does. It just adds some of the Pathologic 1 music files to the game. And I just did it because I really like some of the soundtrack pieces in Pathologic 1. Pathologic 1 had more of a dark industrial style sound to it, and Pathologic 2 has more of this sort of fantasy tribal sound. I like them both a lot, but expanding the repertoire couldn't hurt. Alright, let's go talk to the children. There's also a grocer here that we can visit. Given what we know, that there is going to be a plague outbreak, by virtue of having started on the 12th day, when the plague has consumed the town, it's going to be a good idea to stockpile as much food as we can. Okay, so we have 317 currency. This guy, everything that's not grayed out, this guy will buy. And I am bringing some meta knowledge here, because I have played up to a good number of days before. Things that are perfectly fine to trade for money. I think soap is almost always worth trading away. It doesn't have much utility. Chalk, but it's going for so cheap, it's not really worth it. Pocket watch we could either trade to this guy or to Bad Grief. Let's go ahead and trade it to this guy, though. Basically anything that doesn't appear to be like a trivial amount, like 10, you know, or 20, it's probably worth doing. If it's trading for something really low, though, like 9, then we're better off using it as a bartering thing. Even soap, actually, we may be able to get more use bartering that. Let's see, what all can we afford here? So this will put us at 717. So we could get fish, bread, fish. Alright, that would push us over. Okay, let's strategize here. I don't think I need this bandage right now. I think I'm okay with parting with that. And I could get rid of this low durability scalpel, because I'm probably not going to bother repairing that all the way back up. And then I could do 1 needle. And that gives us all of the food stuff that this guy has. The walnuts and the hazelnuts, I'll explain at a later time. They can be eaten, but as you can see in the description, can be munched down with little effect. The kids here would sell their souls for a handful. So in the barter economy, the kids are sort of their own class of barterers who will trade for things like marbles and nuts and things that are kind of useless, but some of the things that the kids have are absolutely incredible. The kids are usually some of the best people to barter with. The kids in this town are very strange. I kind of like them, though, more than the townsfolk themselves, actually. And there's a certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Belligerence to them. And they've also got guts. Alright. Lots of people to talk to. Snout. Look, see everyone? The doctor is here. Who's sick? You're too late. They died. Why didn't you come sooner? What kind of doctor are you? 3 kids are dead and no one gives a damn? Not kids. Worse. They were our dogs. Alma, Wolfling, and Duke. Who poisoned them? Somebody evil. Notkin's planning on holding a trial. He wanted to get you to be there too. Well, at least I made it in time for the trial. Not all is lost. Let's see what kind of trial these children have in mind. This is Snout. That traitor Leica saw you this morning, by the way. How you got off the train and beat those thugs to a pulp. Huh, so I have a living, breathing witness. Not for long. He's doomed. Yeah, how come? He killed Duke, Wolfling, and Alma. Notkin will punish him for that. Don't you need to make sure he's the real culprit first? I'm speaking from experience here. So, that's the kid with the dog mask from earlier. Knives, scissors, blades, razors, anything sharp. If you've got a sharp axe, I'm interested. Getting armed and ready? Those items are what I barter for. We need them. And what would you give me for sharp objects? Lock-picking shivs. If you're handy with locks, you can open 3 or 4 doors with one. Brand new, and needles. Good for smaller locks, like locker locks. So you trade needles for knives. Strange. Ah, so you aren't a local. We aren't allowed razors. If they catch us, we'll be grounded for a year. Might even get spanked. Nice try with the bullshit, but I'm not buying it. Razors aren't the only forbidden sharp objects. So where'd you get all those pins? Did you break into a tailor's shop? Sure, a train full of needles derailed outside my window. Happy now? Why do you care? We barter because we don't need pins anymore. We've outgrown them. You're all grown up, aren't you? Now listen up, kid. Only butchers are allowed cutting tools in this town. Got it? Are you a butcher? By birth. So the children sell medicines and ammunitions. And as the part of this is the barter economy mechanic I've mentioned previously. Instead of it costing coins, you have the little handshake icon. That's like barter favorability. So if I traded him this spring, I could get a revolver bullet, which I think I would like to get a revolver in this playthrough. But for right now, I'm mostly though interested in stockpiling food. So we'll hold off on the medicine. The lockpick could be useful though, actually. Trade a safety pin and a fishing hook for a lockpick. That one's probably going to go on the ground, or do we have it somewhere? There it is, okay. Our hunger is getting pretty high. We could probably start eating some of this food to clear our inventory space. You can see eating certain foods also increases your thirst. Anyway, here's catnip. Thank you. Thank you for actually coming. You're so brave. Look, we all made a gift for you to welcome you here. See? It's bread. Please don't frown. It's all we can spare. We need to eat too. There's a lot of mouths to feed here. Thank you. When I get my house back, come visit. I'll return the favor. Sorry it's so stale. And drink the milk fast because it'll go bad soon. But the water is fresh from a ravine. So you kids are all hungry too? Well, yeah, we are on our own after all. I can't accept this gift. But you're a guest. Take it, or else we'll get bad luck. We need luck more than food right now. Okay, I understand. You poor souls, I'll take it. Thanks. I don't want to turn down their generosity, even though they are children. Plus, things are about to get a lot worse. Alright, let's talk to the leader.
I think I'm seeing double.
This is Notkin. You're here. Good. The trial can begin. But who is the accused, kids? Shouldn't you at least present them to me? The question first. They say you're no son to old Barack. He was a doctor. He saved lives. It is said that you kill instead. Is that true? I am a Barack, have no doubt. Answer the question, please. Are you a murderer or no? Killing is not necessarily murder. Calm down. No need to get defensive. Or are you uncomfortable doing this in front of my soul into halves? Aren't you cheeky, boy? Cheeky or not, this isn't a game. We're talking about something important here. I'm all ears. Tell me, is it right to kill? We need to know what you believe. Old Barack wasn't just a doctor to us, he was a teacher. He knew how to live. You say you are his son, so you're taking his place. And answer, is murder acceptable? Okay, I need to think about this, because if this is going where I think it's going, where I don't recall how this scenario plays out, which is nice. So they want me to punish Laika, but Laika can vouch for the fact that I acted in self-defense at the train. So if I can convince them that killing is never good and convince them to spare Laika, I could hopefully stay on their good side while still having a witness to confirm my alibi. But I can't in good conscience say that killing is never right either. Only to protect a loved one. What's with the frown? You're thinking about your father, aren't you? Yes, I am. So murder can be right sometimes? Who are you planning on killing, boy? It's not about me, but about us. My soul into halves always hang together. Answer the question. Take your time if you need to. You may very well be choosing our fate. Okay. The important word thing. Earlier, I clarified... Yeah, but would the kid know that? I clarified the distinction between killing and murder, with the implication being that murder is a deliberate, premeditated sort of deal. So if I tell him murder is never acceptable, does that... I feel like I'm being a little technical lawyer here, but these are kids. I have to do this. No, murder is never acceptable. Good. We now know the kind of man you are. Here ends the trial. You're free to go. I don't get it.
In toil to be troubled is to have your toil doubled.
So, is revenge bad too? Revenge is inevitable, boy. I'm already plotting mine. Wow, is that so? This changes things. How come? So you say murder is bad, but it's easy for you to say. You gave Wolfling a bone, never fed Duke, You've gave Wolfling a bone, never fed Duke, never met Leica. I'd like to see if you changed your tune when you actually encountered the traitor. I bet my soul you'd lose it and snap his neck. A bone, so the victims were dogs? Who did you think they were? Nothing. So why do you ask me about revenge? Here's the deal. You're so full of milk and human kindness. Go and meet Leica for yourself. And if you truly honestly believe a lying, cheating lowlife like him deserves to go free, let him go free. But if you figure he needs to be taught a lesson, give him this leash. It'll bring him back here, guaranteed. And then what, you'll kill him? Of course not. Didn't you teach us that murder is never right? But we will send him 6 feet under. I'll hold you to it. We have a deal. Murky says it's by the Gumstone. Who's Murky? The girl in the corner. She was the one who told us you're a killer. Did she see me then? She did not. But don't bother her. She's frightened as is. Fine. Where do I go? The Gumstone. Stepward from the basket. Aren't you supposed to know all this, or do you stepfolk have different names for everything? Ah, yes, the step people call it Uruhilu, hatred. See you around, pups. The sullen halves want to punish a culprit who poisoned their dogs, but I don't want them to do something they'll regret for the rest of their lives. We could go and do that, and then to speak with the ferrymen. And the ferrymen, for a fingernail, which we have exactly one of, will cart us up to here, where we can treat Bad Grief Sky, and then we could run through and visit Lara. The only issue is, we are now wanted. Let's consult with our thought map, too. It's been a minute since we've done this. Okay, let's see what's new here. The other nice thing about this thought map, in addition to just having everything sort of laid out visually and having these lines connecting things, is it will give us little hints too. Like we'll have these empty dotted lines that tell us there's something else that is tied to something that needs to be resolved. So there's 2 things associated with Laura Rabble, so we really do need to get to her at some point. I do not intend on filling out this thing with Saburov, though. I intend to stay very far away from that guy. I do not need the long arm of the law coming down on me. I'm only armed with a scalpel, no less. And one little thing that I recall... There is a crate here. It's got some junk in it. Alright, let's go pay a visit to Leica. I think on these dialogue options I just need to better inhabit the character of Barak and go with what my gut tells me about him. But we're still learning about Artemy Barak too. We don't quite have the full picture yet. Oh yeah, my reputation just keeps going down. Okay, I think this kid was in one of these outer rocks. I'm trying to remember precisely where. There he is.
The worst is yet to come.
You're not wrong, kid. Look at you, feeling better, but the town's not too welcoming, is it? Don't worry, the steppe is wide. It can hide anyone. What brings you here? I am feeling better. Thanks for helping me back there. You're welcome. I'd tell you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours, but I'm not the type to demand back scratching back. So what do you want? Need another wound dressed? Who are you, kid? Why do you ask? Tell me straight. Were you the one who poisoned the dogs? All lies. I'm a good, kind soul. Explain yourself. The soul and halves are real punks, and Notkin is the worst, and punks deserve to suffer, right? But you can't hurt them. They'll just wipe the blood away and keep going. So you need to hit them where it does hurt, right in the heart. Make them see how it feels. Hit them where it hurts, huh? I think they were right. This world doesn't need people like you. No, spare me. We're friends. I helped you out, didn't I? You owe me. Doesn't that mean anything to you? Let me go. Maybe I could be useful to you. I do respect my debts. Hopefully this one counts, even if I let you go. Wonderful. So off you go. By the way, if you need anyone to confirm that you only arrived this morning and couldn't have murdered anyone last night, just say the word. I'll run to Sabrov and testify. Do I want him to wait for me by the town hall, though? Because then that means I have to go to the town hall, and I'm going to be in the heart of the town, right by Sabrov's seat of power. I'll tell him to do it. I may go over there yet, but gosh, I'm worried about doing that. There is one bright side to our current predicament, which is that our reputation is already completely rotten, so it really can't go any lower. So if we were to rob people or even murder people and then get our reputation restored, we can maybe get a little bit of leeway with respect to doing some crimes to prepare. But I really don't want to just... I'm okay with robbing people, but I don't want to kill anybody. Let's return to Notkin and see what he has to say. Actually, I like Notkin. He's a good kid, despite the weirdness of the kids here.
Cats know the fact of the matter. Ignore when a fool comes to chatter.
Jester thinks you're a decent sort, and he's not the only one. So behold, we solemnly grant you this leash. It means you're always welcome here, and that you may even get your own half one day. Not everyone does. A half. Half a soul more. A rook, a dog, or maybe a cat. Though probably you'd get something huge, a bear or a bull. We've never had a half like that before. Perhaps you'll tame your own dragon when you grow up. Now look, see Murky? There she broods. She saw you get off the train this morning, saw as you got attacked, saw everything. But she doesn't talk much, and I think few grown-ups would believe her. It's better than nothing, though. Thank you. I'll have a word with her. There's the girl in the corner. Is there something up here, maybe? Okay, there she is. Is it possible to get up there, though? I've never tried this. Oh, hey. Okay, then. Is there any loot to be had here? No, okay.
Someone's poking around the place at nighttime.
Go away, I saw everything. No one saw me, but I did. What did you see? Everything. Did you see the fight? What is there about you to love? Nothing, so I don't. That's alright, you don't have to love me. I don't need you. Nuh-uh. Things were great without you. Great. I need you, though, so don't go anywhere, alright? Looks like Notkin's got nothing else to say to me. Oh, here we go. Here's our list of people. Forgot that this guy gets updated, too. What a twist. I robbed the Sullen to halves of their revenge, but somehow they're thankful for this. Alright. I think it's time to make our way up to treat bad griefs, guys. Did I sell my shitty scalpel? I did. I was thinking I could actually just use that and then dispose of it, rather than lowering the durability on this one to perform the surgery that's needed to extract whatever is stuck in the guy's gut. I gotta go back and around, I forgot. This town is a literal labyrinth. And there's actually good reason for that, I will say. One of the really great things about Pathologic is a lot of sort of artsy games and whatnot, they throw stuff in there to be kind of artsy and interesting and unique, but a lot of it's just in there for the sake of having it. Whereas in Pathologic, there is actually justification for all these various design decisions, that all these little twists and interesting things that you find. Like, there is an in-game, like, lore reason for, say, the town being a damn labyrinth. Caruser. Oh, my brothers in spirits, behold a man, head higher than the sky. Behold a creature of well-earned pride. Dare I trouble you, good sir, with trivial talk? Brain of poet. Go ahead, I'm listening. Oh, how ferocious Mother Nature is, for 'tis her wrath that must be borne. Oh, friend, if only I could quench my thirst. I'd give heaven and earth for a sip of cold water. You're literally next to a pub. The pub is closed, good sir, but even if it wasn't, what makes it open, really? One must ask oneself. And anyway, Stomatin and the curmudgeonly has introduced new rules, with another sort of liquid flowing. A fiery one. A good one, but not one I need at the moment. So do you have water? I'm not going to advocate this guy go to the river, because from what I recall from a conversation we had last time, people do not drink from the river here. They have water bearers who go to fresh springs somewhere and retrieve it. Maybe I do. Alright, these are the drunks. The drunks, we can trade water to them in order to get bandages and tourniquets. So if our health is ever low, which I think we'll recover that if we take a nap, we can always trade with them. Water is abundant. Empty glass bottles are probably the most frequent thing that we find. Here's a boater. He's an odong, a worm. We believe you didn't kill our patriarch. We'll transport you along the river, or along the Gullet and Guzzle, the tributaries to the Gorkon, our kind river. But it will still cost you fingernails. There's no other way. Why do you believe me? Because we are ferrymen. We know from which way you came, and when. The murders happened at night. You arrived in the morning. We sensed that a new person had appeared in the town. We keep track of that. Yeah, I remember your sense thing. Something to do with weight? Yes, in a way. When you disengage from the earth and glide over water, you begin to feel the weight of humanity that Mother Bodo carries on her back. People are scared of water. The Gorkon is a kind river, but its water is not for humans. You can't drink from the Gorkon. You ought not walk into it either. We traverse its edge. It's frightening. We need fingernails so that we can always return. I see. Alright, let's travel by boat. Alright, we no longer have any fingernails, so unless we find some or trade for one, which I think sometimes the children have fingernails. There's also a stealth mechanic to this game too that I forgot to mention, which can be very useful for not getting our ass completely beat. And we can even perform ambush attacks, which is a very great way to drop people. Here's another fourth wall character. Let's grab this beetle. The thirst keeps driving down toward my death. Don't be foolish, I'm the one dying of thirst. Indeed, see me act out your fate, dear fool. Help! Somebody help! This thirst is soon to kill me. This is just bad acting. I'm not emotional like that. No, it is hard to tell with you. But if you think yourself so smart, do say, what happens next? Someone, not I, gets a good kick. You die, my friend. That's how it ends. Water is all around. The puddles make poor drinks. Sip then from fountains, from barrel bungs. The bottle is all that you need. Here, have one. Thanks for the bottle, foolish man. Alright. Oh, we could have just wandered right to here. Oops. We are on the clock. Time is important. Little shortcuts like that do add up. Shiner says, and you are? Mind your own business. That guy over there. Piecework, I take it? That's him, alright. You're one of our lot, then. Independent. Got water? No. Don't you forget to give him alcohol, or powders, anything. Gotta kill the pain first. A twitchy man, this one. He'll flop around like a fish. Alcohol does nothing to reduce pain, idiot. But you got something to cut with. That damn thing stuck deep. Tried to get it out with a knife. Didn't work. Need those special knives. Scalpels? Yes, I see you're experts at poking around with knives. You probably started this whole mess, didn't you? No, we're doing God's work. Who did away with old Burrock? A Shabnock, that's who. So we tracked the man-eater. Then all the step trash poured in, yelling that she's no Shabnock. They took out shivs. 10 of them on 2. You slaughtered a living woman. We avenged Burrock. Piecework himself grabbed her. Don't you glare at me like that. Come on, help the man. Can't you see he's about dead? Do what Bad Grief said. Some doctor he sent us. Shut up, I'm on it. So these guys, in addition to being cutthroats, are racist against my my kin. So it was in... This is his gut, right? It's gotta be. Yep. It's a lockpick. We could also harvest his organs if we wanted to, but I don't think it's... or some of his blood. Hey, I can hear him breathing now, all normal. What is this splinter? You're clearly not from around here. This is a local tradition. We don't keep knives. They might call it cutlery, but it sure ain't for cutting. Godless beasts who fear neither life nor death make these disposables. You jab once, then it breaks. All about observing the custom. The custom has nothing to do with breaking shivs, asshole. It's about not cutting bodies at all. Alright, so we've got 2 lockpicks. Might as well try and loot this place. Our inventory space is getting very slim. Alright, the game pauses when I'm on the inventory screen. Let's take a moment to strategize. My hunger's pretty high, so I could probably eat the canned food or the milk or the bread. The matches are my lowest priority right now. I'm not super concerned about using my lamp. Once it's nighttime, maybe that'll happen, but let's go ahead and eat this canned food. See how far down it takes our hunger. Alright, alright. Drink some of this water. Now, if we eat the toast or the milk, I think we'll overeat, and that will be wasteful. We can do the egg, though. I think that'll be just about right. Yeah, nice. Okay. I need to find somewhere to stow my gear, too. I've got too much stuff and nowhere to put it. I could put it in Laura's house, but I know of a better spot. Just the game doesn't want me to go there yet, and I don't want to metagame it. so we'll just hold on to things for now. So the lockpicking works by you click and it progresses it down a little bit before it tries to tend to go back up. But as it goes through the black areas, it loses durability. And you want to get double red. Yeah, let's loot the shit out of this place. And there's also small locks which can be picked using needles. Ooh, a pair of gloves. We can go ahead and wear those. The effects of clothing will be explained later. Oh, that's rough. Okay, so it burned 2 needles there. Look around, Barack, at this abandoned house. What about it? Have you secured all you need to survive? I'm managing for now. I hardly urge that you mimic those two, but times are dire, and what you need you may find lurking in empty houses such as these. And if the owner should return abruptly, you are neither first nor last criminal here. So you say I should burgle this place? Exactly. 'Tis your life at stake, and things are merely things that you might then repay. You are indeed a doctor here, Barack. Fair enough. He is not wrong. With a outbreak of disease, and you could ethically argue that my needs take precedent over basically everybody's, because if I die, nobody has a chance. Although we do, of course, have the Bachelor Daniel Dunkovsky here as well. Though, he seems to be kind of a smarmy dick. Ooh, Twirine, an herbal infusion, drink to reveal events hidden from naked eyes. Places and events, sorry. So another mechanic we can do is, if we're running out of things on our map to look at, we can drink Twirine, which is, I get the impression that it's kind of like absinthe, maybe with like some marijuana type effects. It gives us a vision, more or less, of a place in town that we can go to. Excellent, we got our needle back there. Ooh, Tan, a tasty dairy drink, satisfies hunger, quenches thirst. That is going to fill up our inventory, but I will continue looting, because we'll be able to stack a lot of things too. Ooh, this is a hard one. Alright, we got it. Okay, real quick, let's go ahead and just use this bandage, since our health is low. And we'll get our toast back. And we've got our scissors stacked, so that's awesome. Is that everything? Okay. Ah, this one's hard too. Luckily, I'm kind of good at that. It's just a little rhythm game. We're not going to have room for that morphine I just grabbed, are we? Ooh, or the fish. Dang. Okay, I need to think about this. I can trade the matches for the morphine. I'd rather have the morphine than those. Now the fish, I mean, that's good food. One of our lockpicks will break soon, which will free up 2 inventory slots, so maybe we can come back for the fish. Ooh, that one's dicey. All 3 of those are locked, and we only have 2 needles. We may not get needles back. Oh, fuck that one up. I was just bragging on my lockpicking in this game. There's a cloth mask. Excellent. We can wear that. There's some beef jerky. Let's go ahead and pick this. Nice. We got our needle back. So we got those 2 slots, only to immediately fill them back up with the meat. But food is important. Oh, this lock is trivial. Okay. Ooh, it's always rough when you spend a needle and don't get anything out of it. Nice. Are we out of needles now? We are. Okay. I thought that coat rack was a guy for a second. I was about to freak out there. Okay, I think that we have straight up pilfered the hell out of this place. I mean, if I eat the smoked meat, I can pick up the fish. Let's go ahead and just top our hunger off, even if it is a little bit wasteful. Inventory Tetris. Getting flashbacks to Diablo 2 here. Alright. We made out like a bandit there. Sadly, we did not get any fingernails, though. And we actually have no inventory space for a fingernail. So, I maybe didn't quite think that one through. So we're going to have to just move through the town physically. We could just move over there to the town hall, see if we can find the kid. Prompter. Is this your money, sir? I think you dropped your purse. Of course it is. Thank you so much for giving it back. Save money, sir. You'll need it yet. You sure about that? Should you restore your reputation, sir, would you then wish to seek its ruin anew with theft and robbery? No, of course you wouldn't. But trust and trade, for coins cannot recall from whence they came. Thanks, Man in Black. Nice. We're somewhat loaded right now. We can't go in there yet. I was going to say that I know there's a save point. I was talking about not metagaming it a moment ago, but truth be told, I'm going to do that a little bit. Even whether I want to or not. You kind of need to, though, to not get completely screwed, I would say. I'm not seeing any night jars yet, which is good. Once we get close to the town hall, though, I suspect we may run into a few. Children trade with me? I can't remember. They will. Excellent. Okay, I can buy a fingernail for 6. Okay. I can probably go ahead and just drop the spring. Because it's not stacked into anything yet. So now we have another fast travel token. You poor thing. We still think you're good. We who? Well, Tata, Rubber, Philia, Tack, Cuckoo, Layla, Ruffle. Also Ruda and Taisha. And Capella only said good things about you. It's like a whole army, so I'm not alone. Tata brought kittens yesterday. 6. Do you want a kitten? I'll think about it. She has immunity boosters and another fingernail and an egg. Okay, we only have 1 raisin. We can get rid of that. Okay, Then we can get rid of the marbles too. Get an immunity booster and an egg. Freeing up a little bit of inventory space here too. Swift. So, are they finished over by the stake? Trial complete? What stake? Did you hit your head somewhere, big guy, or are you just stupid? They caught a man-eater at the bone stake lot. A clay demon from the steppe. Look, I don't have time to catch up some random idiot. Wait, where's that lot? What an idiot. I'd say you're an outsider, but you dress like a factory worker. That where you hit your head? The lot's in the Skinners. Got it. Maybe I'll take a look. Hey, big fella, on your way here, did you hear anything? Like a train? What train? Oh, an outsider. So, we send meat and skins to the outside world, and they send a big old train of provisions, mostly stuff we can't make. Dad says it's like living out at sea on a faraway island. Does your dad work at the factory, the skinnery, or the cannery? What? No, my dad's a postman. If he worked at the factory, I wouldn't be here at all, because Mom would have had an abortion. Hey, aren't you too young to talk about that kind of stuff? Why? She says it herself when she sees Uncle Bertie. And you walk around repeating it. Have some tact. The train's already 2 weeks late. We might very well starve soon. Like, we've almost run out of sweets. Uta bartered away all her buttons for a lump of sugar yesterday. Unbelievable. 2 weeks. That's a long time, actually. Yes, smoked fish and immunity boosters. You could get rid of some scrap names. When a person is done with their name, they discard it. Yeah, let's get an immunity booster and some smoked fish there. Okay, it's stacked. I was about to say, did we not get our fish? We already had some, though. Teensy. Do you still have a name? Same as you, I believe. Father threw his out. He's faceless now. Makes me kind of sad. Why did he do that? Guess he did something bad. I wonder what. Or something good. That's how it usually goes. Really? Do you know for sure? Because he can't tell now. Of course, he understood something very important. She just gave me a scrap name. Okay, I don't think I need any morphine just yet. We have a little bit already. Yeah, this guy is an adult, so he's not going to want to trade with me. Sure, let's take that needle out of that box. I can't tell if that's a nightjar or not. So the people who are going to attack us will be the nightjars. They wear like a leather cap. It's just a stairway to nowhere. Yeah, that looks like a nightjar to me. Let's stealth. Don't go in there, buddy. If you do, you won't come out. Why not? Because Saburov will seize you first, just like he did the rest, and investigate your guilt later. Thanks for the advice. Although, at least they'd feed you in jail. You'd have a chance to rest and wait it out until the birds stop squawking and return to their nests. What birds? People are like flocks of birds. When the earth shakes or the wind howls, they startle and squawk. Some frightened, while others parrot and echo. Who started it? Why? Where does the wind blow from? When will it end? No one decides this. The flock doesn't think, it just listens, and only to itself. I know, hysteria is the same in the north. Alright, so our item about seeing that kid is gone. So now if we could just sneak through here, we could visit Laura's, and she's next to a boat stop, and we have a coin, so we could take the boat back down into here and see the creature. Let's avoid this guy. Alright, how the hell? Okay, we can actually use these walls. we should be good now. Gotta watch our thirst too, because that affects our max stamina. This is looking dicey. Okay, no night jars here. Oh shit. Maybe he'll turn around, he just stopped. Come on. Alright. Another plan we can do, we can just make a break for it. Alright, looks like we're good here. I'm not going to go out of my way to loot anything here. As much as I want to. If it's directly in the way, I'll take it though. Alright, let's fill up our bottles with water. They may drop out of our inventory here in a second. So I think it does stacks of 10, yeah. Okay, good. Whoever this is. Finally, we're back together. I've been waiting for you, Burak. Will you have me now? You mistook me for someone else, Basagan. Don't you remember me, Kolbuan? Well, I remember you. And I remember your words. So, will you have me now? You are an herb bride. We can't have a relationship. Your hands are so heavy. Shh, don't touch me yet, or else the dress will tear and it's no good. The tears in the dress must appear on their own during the dance, just like the earth is torn apart when it releases herbs. Relax, I'll be careful. I'm just checking if you're real. So, will you have me now? Will we be joined forever? No, Basagan. Something is off about you. What do you really want? Fine, I'll wait for you to remember me. We'll meet again soon. I'll find you. For now, try to remember who I am, Kolbuan. Segne Dehe, or else there will be trouble. Don't worry. You're an odd person. So, my character has not been in this town for 6 years. So there's no way in hell that I was promised to be married to somebody. Also, I think the herb brides are like the female versions of the odongs or the worms. So like they're not entirely human. Or I guess the way I think of the odongs and I guess the herb brides too is kind of like a human being in a creature's body. There's something otherworldly about them. Nature. I don't remember in for that right now. Alright, let's go and visit Lara. We'll deal with that in a minute. That growling sound.
No. This town can't give birth to a murderer.
How long has it been? 7 years? Less. It's been 5 years since I left. Feels like 10. Why are you giving me that look? You smell like blood. Everyone does. Trust me, I'm a surgeon. We share the same pain now, siblings in suffering. That's why you've come to see me, isn't it? What are you talking about? We dearly loved our fathers, now they're both gone. Yours, killed this morning, mine in the past spring after the battle at the fords. Many terrible things happened while you were away. Yes, he was killed. Do you know anything about it? He was murdered at dawn, at your home. Nobody knows who the culprit was. The common crowd blames it on a Shabnak. Yes, the steppe monster. Others claim some woman killed him. Others still, they swear it was an outsider, a huge man in bloody clothes. Like you. You don't suspect me, do you? Forget it. I don't want to talk about it. Why are you back? Father sent me a letter 2 weeks ago now, a disturbing letter where he wrote about his involvement in something dangerous. And what will you do now? I'll find the killer, of course. You know what? You aren't going anywhere. I won't let you. Take a look at yourself. You can barely stand, let alone run around chasing some assailant. You're staying. Eat something, then get some sleep. When you wake up, we'll figure out the rest. How's that? Thank you. I wouldn't mind a bite or two.
My lips are cracked.
Just Just take whatever you need. There must be something in the cabinet in the hall. Should I sleep upstairs? That's where the guest rooms used to be anyway when we were kids. No, don't go upstairs. It's all locked. Ever since Father died, I won't go up there. Use this bed instead. Laura, what's wrong? Why won't you look at me? Don't. Not now. Go and eat. You know it's September, don't you? Do you even remember what autumn is like here? You must eat, even if the portions are small, or else you'll become feeble. Your father taught us this. I know. Must I remind you that you need more sleep than usual? It's September. The steppe cools, the twilight blooms. Have you forgotten? When did you last sleep? You're right. I haven't slept in a while, although I did take a nap when I traveled. Can't you spare an hour? Or 5? Yes, time is precious. So what? The worst is over. Are you afraid things might worsen still? They won't. Your father's killer won't flee. Until the next train, at least. True. I should eat, get some sleep, in that order. It's not like you have anywhere else to go. You're that fuser that people are after, aren't you? Seems so. While you're asleep, I'll go on a walk, test the waters. Perhaps I'll learn something, or better yet, make them see they might be hunting the wrong person. Just be careful, people are wild out there. We're getting blocked by this chair. That's funny. Excellent, we can just take this food because we have stacks. And this is a knife, too rough for medical procedures, too dirty for cutlery, only good for taking lives. It's real low durability, and I don't really intend on killing a bunch of people, so... do I really want to sleep here right now? It's 2:30. How's my exhaustion looking? It is getting up there. Let's take a 1-hour nap. Excellent. These must be the 3 people that we slew in the train yard. Restless one. They called me Birdie, short for Bertrand. And that's one of the kinder nicknames. Birdie was fine. A name's just a name. I got murdered at the station last night. Didn't rightly know what I was doing there. Figure I just went along with the herd. I'm sorry, Bertrand. I was called Kirik. It was my idea to catch the murderer at the station, so we lay in ambush. The train came. A man got off. Get him, boys, I cried. That was stupid of me. The killer would have been getting on, not off. I'm sorry. My name was Jacob Stirk. Worked in shipping, 2 marriages, both happy, brought up a daughter. Friends woke me up in the night. They were getting a posse together to catch old Kane's killer. We ambushed him at the station. That's where I was killed, with my own knife no less. Kane, don't you mean Barak? That's right, somebody had mentioned a guy named Kane also died. I think the Kanes are one of the 3 families. Executor, did you enjoy your little chats? They don't blame you, as you saw. I suppose they haven't quite come to terms with their fates yet. Or perhaps they have. Death does that to people. If only I could fix it. I'll tell you a story. Once, there was a man who wanted to fix everything. He begged on bended knee for a chance to turn back time. And when he got it, history repeated itself. Good job, we told him. That's your fate. He asked us, once more? I get the feeling they're talking about me, the player, here. So we let him try once more, but with a catch. He who denies his fate will be punished. He'll keep living as a cripple, lame, wounded. See where I'm going with this? Did he try again, then? I don't remember, and I don't care. Even if he did, there probably wasn't a happy ending. You can't fight fate, Barak. It's immutable. He was prematurely, permanently crippled. I wonder how. Oh boy. I'm reliving the fight here, only this time I appear to be the guy with the knife. sneak up on them.
Come here.
See? You're a man of fate, Barak. What are you trying to prove? You can't change fate. Have you heard the story of Oedipus? But what's my fate? I told you already, Barak, it's not pretty. You will spill blood. Just let it go, Ripper. Don't be so bullheaded. Just because you have a hammer doesn't mean every problem's a nail. I'm not a Ripper.
I think I'm fading. My clothes are worn out, threadbare.
Wake up, Cub. There's someone upstairs. A thief must have gotten in. Or someone even worse. You don't have much to steal. Something's fumbling around. I hear it. What if it's the thing that killed Isidore? What if this soil spit out a Shabnak after all? Don't be silly. Even I don't believe those tales. It's unbecoming of you, alright? You're the one acting silly. You've forgotten everything. Don't you remember those bones we found strung together? Isidore himself told us those were Shabnak remains. He was just trying to scare us. Alright, we'll go upstairs.
See? I'm not holding you back. Let each of us find our own path.
So this is the Changeling, the other of the playable characters from Pathologic 1. Got an idea where she keeps the bread? The shelves are empty. Hi, thief. Says a Ripper. How am I a Ripper? Do you believe in divination, Barak? No, I don't. Well, that makes things harder, because you're going to do something awful, and I could have saved you the disgrace. But I guess you'd rather stay gloomy, self-centered, and bullheaded. Am I right? I'm going to disgrace myself. You'll spill a ton of blood, Barak. Tremendous amounts. A river of blood. Family blood. Beloved blood. You will drown this town in blood, and soon, unless you trust me. So, a bite of toast and you'll wave your hands and fix everything? Or do you take coin? Listen to me. You need to leave town. Now. If you must stay, lay low. Do nothing. The less you do, the less grief you'll bring to those around you. Abandon your schemes. I'll handle it on my own. It'll be glorious, you'll see. You're good at chin music, I'll give you that, but your actual words are bullshit. Your life lessons will prove me right, but heed my words. Whenever you want to do something, don't. You'll just make it worse. You'll be the demise of your hometown. You'll drown it with blood. Listen up, because I'll only say this once. If I ever catch you here again, I might get angry. And if you cross me, it'll be your blood that begins this. How's that for a prophecy?
God sees us from beneath the earth. Why do you think he's in heaven? He's down below.
Have you thought about what I told you? I had the strangest dream. Was it your doing? No, yours. Don't you want to know what I dreamed of? Of horror, I'm sure. All dreams are prophetic, and since you dreamed it, you must have seen yourself spill blood. As for the details, spare me. My nerves are delicate. I'm not some monster myself. Are you sure it was prophetic? It was prophetic. No doubt about that. So you say you have a gift, huh? Well, I do too. I can sense when I'm being lied to, like right now.
One sparrow is not enough to feed 12 mouths.
So what was it? Some beggar, I think, broke into your house. She's babbling nonsense. Should I toss her out? Don't. If she's already here, let her be. Maybe she's hiding from the violent mob. I'll check on her later, provide some care if needed. She could use that.
Will it rain? Will it snow? Will it pass? I don't know.
Things still look bad for you, Cub, but I managed to help a little. What did you do? They'll come to their senses soon. You know how mobs work. I explained to the right folks that you had nothing to do with Isidore's death. Women mostly. They'll spread the news quick. Here in the flank, at least. In the chine and backbone, you'll be safer. They'll come to their senses, but I'll be forever suspected of patricide. That's up to you, Cub. Is it? You were gone for 6 years? You're an outsider now, and you came back on the wrong side. Maybe you didn't kill Isidore, but you killed someone, right? I didn't even need to see the blood. Your butcher's eyes told me everything. That 1,000-yard stare. 5 years, not 6. Closer this time, though. You'll have to start over, Cub, although maybe not entirely. The kin must be eager to see you. With Isidore gone, someone has to take his place. Not just for your step people, but for us all. I know. Lara told her neighbors that I'm innocent. The inhabitants of the nearby districts won't attack me anymore. Okay, so we can return to Bad Grief. We can... No, we're not going to risk going to Saburov. I think Bad Grief is the next logical step here. Let's go ahead and eat this coffee to sacrifice some health for reduction in exhaustion. Gotta manage our meters. I'll deal with this later. I do not have the space for that right now. Okay, let's think about this actually. So going here will be faster than going there, because it's less distance. And then we can run through to here, and on down through to here. It's probably about the same amount of walking either way, but the travel time should be less. 20 minutes versus 35 minutes, yeah. This is the Termitary, a behemoth bunkhouse for the Bull Enterprise workers, closed. And there's the abattoir. Looks almost like a heart. Used to be a temple, now a giant slaughterhouse, off limits. This building just dwarfs the entire town. Shit, there's a nitro there. This stealth mechanic is a little bit funny, like I'm walking in plain sight, but because I'm crouched or something, he doesn't see me. I don't like hearing look, that's him. What the hell's going on here? Shit. It was an accident, I swear. She was trying to get out, not fall down. She held so tight. Out? Why not use the gate, then? The Termitary got locked in, didn't you know? Olginski's orders. Rumor has it the workers were on a strike. A strike? Finally. People are like sunflower seeds to Big Vlad. He extracts their lifeblood like oil. They've had enough. They've had it with working both day and night shifts so often. So he locked them in, to keep it contained. To protect the town. Or we'd have a riot. A third of the town works for the Bull Enterprise. Are they all inside? Like beasts in a cage. That doesn't bode well. If I autopsy or loot her, they will know, but my reputation's already dog shit, so I'll go ahead and just loot. And now off to the vent here. scream, the poor thing. It must have hurt terribly. Could she have been a person? Clay doesn't scream. Who was that? Who was burned? Hell if I know. They think it was the Clay wench, the one who killed the old man. But I guess it wasn't. Oh, poor sinners. You're crazy. These guys are just gonna walk it off, huh? Jeez, all that's left is a charm. Alright. Now we gotta make our way back. Yeah, that's very no bueno. So if we go to the other side of that big horn piece, and then take the first right after the housing block, that'll put us on the railroad tracks. I say that because I'm going to need to memorize that because we're about to attract the attention of this nightjar here. I don't think we can just sneak by him. Or can we? There's some garbage bins here. Oh boy, I do not have room for that. Bull bell. Don't have room for that bottle either. Go ahead and eat this, make room for the bottle. I'll grab the other one too. Seems the old Burrock prophecy is true, huh? Each Burrock will spill a river of blood, or drown the town in blood, maybe. The wording varies, so it goes. So much death. Burrock, you mean Isidore? Of course, he may not have spilled it himself, but it's all happening because of him. It's just as the prophecy foretold. Bullshit, old wives' tales. What is that guy on about? Prophecies and shit. Although he's just echoing what the changeling said to us, which is disconcerting, to say the least. Alright, back to the warehouses. Luckily these nightjars appear to be blind. Another scrap name for us, huh? We need to preserve a little bit of stamina in the event that we run into a nightjar, so that we can sprint away from him. What are these people up to? Today is meat day, Tanger. We feast on meat. What are you celebrating, Katanga? Katanga brought meat this morning. Said a warehouse door was left unlocked, so we took some. Boss Vlad grows fatter by the day. He works, he takes the profit. So we've decided to take the meat at least. Is it at least fresh? It's cured, Kolboan. Who would keep fresh meat in a warehouse? And if you need a drink, the water is next to the factory wall, see? Barrel water is the best, brought from the steppe, but in a pinch you can drink this too. Alright, show me the meat. So this guy is willing to trade smoked meat for water, okay. I'm actually very happy to do that trade because water is a very abundant resource. At least for now. Wait, where to go? Okay. Man, I'm going to have to take a lozenge soon, all this reading. Okay, that's just the map telling us that this shop will trade regardless of reputation. Which means its prices are probably higher for what that's worth. That's where we bought all the food out from earlier, isn't it? Nice, it is. Oh, some of the supplies have replenished, huh? Sure, we'll buy everything. The walnuts and hazelnuts are dirt cheap, and the kids will barter for those. They'll be pretty substantial, actually.
The wench has us all over a barrel. Nothing to be done about it now.
Let us rest on the mountain. Oh, let us rest by the river. That's the song your people sing when times are hard, isn't it? How's piecework? I assume he kicked the bucket. No, I patched piecework back together. Cobb, my friend. You didn't mess around in school, huh? And to hell with Stock, let him sulk. He only makes it worse for himself. So what's the plan now? The plan is to live. Live and breathe and thieve and leave. What'd you find inside piecework? Just curious. This. Your men are fond of shivs, huh? Even an incendiary bullet would be less cruel. Well, that's people for you. I've been wondering what our kind townsfolk fashioned those little barbs from. I see. This explains who broke into Warehouse 8 last week. The thread unravels. I'll make a note of this. If you find more shivs, bring them to me. Don't give them to the kids, even if they offer bullets. I know, I've been offered a good deal. So this guy spies lockpicks and sells them. Wait, I thought he wanted me to give him the lockpicks, but he's not interested. Maybe it's because it's a bloody lockpick? I don't know. Let's see, his store takes coin, though. Okay, interesting. Let's go ahead and save. The clinking of dice can be heard here. Well, shoot, we left that earlier, so I ain't going back there just yet. Let's drink our chwiring. The town is calling to me. Sure. Bar. So you're a trained surgeon. Good. This is good. Shame that your esteemed degree is of no help to me. Why is that? The kin has not accepted you yet. You are Burak's son, but sharing blood is not enough. Supposedly you're a Menku by birth, but in truth you aren't. You went away to study who knows where, leaving your people behind. Old folk don't appreciate that. Will the kin accept you at all? A Menku. Does this word still mean anything to any of you still? I'm not a stepman, but I do know that among your lot, only Menkus can become butchers, wise men, or surgeons, because they know the lines. Is that what you call it, the art of understanding the world? The lines. Yes, the lines. And that's why you and I have nothing to talk about yet. You may know how to wield a scalpel, but you don't know the lines, and in this town no one would trust you to cut a body before you comprehend the world's design. So you can't help me out. Who are you anyway? I'm Var. I have a business. An unusual one. Your father used to deliver certain goods to me. Now I came to ask Bad Grief. He's a bandit after all, a law unto itself. A law unto himself, but turns out he's too lily-livered to cross this particular boundary. What kind of business? I buy blood and organs, body components, human components. What for? You're no Menku. You wouldn't understand. Forget it. Show me where you live. I want to talk to you about the kin some more. Var the Scar-Faced buys organs there. for that yet. Not yet. Ah, so you are Barok's heir. I am. You're one of old Gimski's men now, right? Big Vlad said anyone who touches you will be in for a world of hurt. He's a complete stranger. He's a complete stranger to me, and don't need anyone to intercede on my behalf. It's unwise to get in his way. Buos is a powerful patron. Don't let him down. He wants to decide my fate behind my back. Good luck with that. The town is calling me, and I think I've done all I can for today. Now all that remains is to wait until the coast is clear. That is Big Vlad's house, by the way, where that icon is. And we will be going there soon. Everyone's losing their minds. Hell, they'll start looking for ghosts and boogeymen soon. Shabnaks don't exist. It's just the damn twire blooming making our heads swim. Do you know who started the rumor? Who could ever figure that out now? You know, I swear I recognize your face. Who are you? I'm Artemy, Isidore Barok's son, and I've returned. Interesting, my reputation increased slightly after those, things. Oh boy. Can we get some Big Vlads from here? Yeah. Shit, did I just get myself trapped here? I will pop out and then back around. So Big Vlad has put out orders not to touch me. Means he's obviously got some sway here.
You're not going anywhere.
Let's get the hell out of here. Shit, we gotta keep on this way. These night jars won't dare trespass into Big Vlad's, hopefully.
Might makes right.
That familiar old face. You know, I remember what your esteemed father looked like when he was young. I am, after all, only 15 years younger. He was a very decent person. He had a real spine. Buos Vlad, I'm honored. Welcome home, my dear boy. Welcome home. The reception was rather lukewarm, though, wasn't it? It was. I'm getting reports you're a villain, my boy. A murderous villain. My people are upset that they couldn't do you in. They're an ugly mob, aren't they? So small-minded. Animals, beasts, swine. At least you slipped away. Perhaps I should stand up for you. They are a mob, sure, but they're not swine. You don't think they're beasts? You've treated this town's common folk like cattle for years. Do you expect me to just take your side? Now that's more like it. An independent lad, just like your father. He despised patronage, too. Always by himself. Wouldn't even take my advice. Wouldn't bow to anyone. Shame. A supple backbone can be useful. It can improve the situation for everyone. What are you talking about? My power is immense, boy. Have you forgotten? Everything you see here is mine. This whole bull enterprise. The abattoir, the factory, the warehouses, the station. This town's veins are my reins. It's meat and bones, my throne. I am the master, and I expect to be obeyed. You don't own me, Buos. At least take my advice. I'm always eager to help Isidore's son. Stay here a while. Don't go out. My house is big, plenty of space. If you need anything, just call the servants. Why should I do that? For your future's sake, my boy. What's the rush? Take a rest. You suffered so much. And the rest of the town will have a rest from you. I'll take care of my future myself. Ooh, that reputation going up.
What?
Stop running around, my boy. No need for you to leave. I won't chain you up, but believe me, out there you'll just make a mess. Where's my father? I need to see his body. Well, he might have been put in the ground already. Your people never linger with the rites of death. They bury the deceased immediately, like a seed, yes? And if you take too long, a seed won't sprout. That's true. Listen, are you planning to avenge your father? Why do you ask? Cain is eager to condemn someone, Saburov to execute. I, however, I'll make sure we find the right person. Yes, the right one. The right one is the one who killed him. It's not that hard. You're probably off to a pub now to drink to your father's memory. The Twyrene poison flows wide in the broken heart. Stomatin runs a good business, while I allow it. A pub, perhaps, beats staying here. Alright, we can save. And we can start to store some of our stuff here. I think that this is a safe storage spot. I haven't experimented with it much. I want to say that it's safe. Maybe we should store some non-essentials, some barter goods first, just to be doubly sure. Alright, excellent. And that is a good leaving off point for now.